body to lay it in.
The Cinderella Nuggets still can't find their shoe.
LeBron dribbling between his legs several times. Kicks it out to AD. Anthony Davis, step back three-pointer. Good! Anthony Davis hits it. Timeout, Denver, and look out.
And the Lakers have a 2-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals.
All right, let's see what the Lakers come up with. Rondo to inbound it, 2.1 to go. Here we go for the game. Denver 103, Lakers 102. Rondo brings in Anthony Davis, 3 for the win. He got it! No time on the clock! It's over! Anthony Davis hits a 3. The Lakers win it!
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Brought to you by Pizza Hut. Always get your go-to with the new $10 Tastemaker from Pizza Hut. A large pizza with up to 3 toppings for just $10 at pizzahut.com. Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
Here's Allen Sliwa.
The Los Angeles Lakers put a little scare in that game right there. 105-103 the final score over the Denver Nuggets. Anthony Davis, the game winner. You heard John Ireland on the call with Michael Thompson. It's a big-time moment for Anthony Davis in his personal career, and I want to spend a little time on that, and we'll get a chance throughout this post-game show to hear from everybody, including head coach Frank Vogel. AD's never been in this spot before. AD's never been to the Western Conference Finals before. Anthony Davis is supposed to be the present for this Los Angeles Lakers team and the future for this Los Angeles Lakers franchise. And it's those type of moments that you're waiting for from Anthony Davis. Only thing that matters. Look, AD didn't get the Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron didn't get the MVP. Only thing that matters. Are you putting yourself in a position to win an NBA championship this year? Lakers now just 6 games away from an NBA championship. We won't get too ahead of ourselves. 2 games away from from getting to the NBA Finals and getting past the Denver Nuggets. That is a defining moment for Anthony Davis. That's a moment where if you end up winning the championship this year, Laker fans will remember that moment very similar to some of those buzzer-beating moments that other Laker players have had in the postseason. It's not like the Lakers were in a position here, certainly in this game, give the Denver Nuggets a ton of credit. I did not think this was going to be a game in the second half. Lakers had a 10-point lead. They're up 60-50. Everything was flowing in the first 24 minutes. In the third quarter, Lakers at one point went up 16 points. Danny Green hit a 3. You thought, all right, this game is over. Give Denver credit. Denver continues to kind of fight and battle their way into a series and into this entire playoff run. So this was a game that I didn't think would be this type of a game was going to come down to a final possession at the end there. It did. Denver actually took a lead with Jokic hitting a shot over Anthony Davis. And, as a Laker fan, you're putting your hand on your head. You're saying, what is going on here? How are we in this position? I thought we're supposed to have control of this game. Give Denver credit. That's what they've done. They kept fighting. LeBron James said something right after the game on Spectrum. I want to read this real quick. You just said, when you're going for a championship, you're going to have games like this. You figure out ways to win games like this. I only mention that because you just got to walk away with a W. And if it wasn't for Anthony Davis coming off a screen with 2.1 seconds left and having the confidence in taking a shot like that in a moment like this, the first time he's ever been in the Western Conference Finals, which all the weight that's on Anthony Davis's shoulders, what I'm referring to there is he misses that shot. A lot of conversation about AD is going to be a lot different in this postgame show and certainly over the next couple of days up until Tuesday. But instead, Anthony Davis steps up, all the confidence in the world, hits the 3, Lakers go home or they go to their hotel rooms, and Lakers win the game 105-103. That's a big-time moment for Anthony Davis. If you want to be a part of the postgame show, phone number is 877-710-ESPN. Feel free to shoot us a call. And, obviously if we take your call, give us a little bit of an angle here. Is it the Lakers coming back? Is it Anthony Davis's shot? Is the Lakers giving up that lead and making this such a close game in that fourth quarter? Whatever the topic is, phone number is 877-710-ESPN. Couple things I want to point out here. And I most definitely, I'm going to take a couple calls here in just a second. I definitely want to highlight some of the, I'm going to do it on both sides here. There's some good and some bad. AD's 31 points, 9 rebounds, his 2 blocks and a steal was certainly a highlight for the Lakers. I thought Rajon Rondo and his 9 assists were huge for the Lakers as well. One area that the Lakers got to do a much better in as far as turnovers goes, 24 turnovers for the Lakers. So I'm sure that's an area that's got to worry you if you're the Lakers. You just cannot commit that many turnovers. In that second half, I was trying to figure out here, what are the Lakers doing wrong? Maybe I'm not giving enough credit to the Denver Nuggets. That can easily be it right there. But at the same time, I felt like the Lakers in that, final, let's say, 16 minutes, 15 minutes of the game, Denver really took over, and there's going to be a lot of adjustments I think the Lakers head coach Frank Vogel will make in Game 3 because Denver almost walked away with that one. Let's get a couple of these phone calls in here real quick. Let's start off with line 1, Jay in L.A. Jay, thank you for calling, buddy. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you guys always taking my call. Yeah, I just want to talk about Anthony Davis, and especially at the beginning of the season, everyone's like, look, man, you got to get in the low post. Everything is low post. Look, Anthony Davis, as we find out, he's one of the best jump shooters in the league. Besides Kawhi Leonard, I don't know who else has a better, jump shot. When Anthony Davis,
Jay, why a lot of people say that. Most of the reason why Michael Thompson says on the broadcast all the time is because nobody can stop Anthony Davis, and I know what you're saying. It's not like it's his weakness. Giannis, you say go ahead and take that jumper, but Anthony Davis, he can face up from 12 feet, 18 feet, 22 feet like he did in that final shot. I appreciate you calling in, Jay. We're coming up to a commercial break here, but it's one of those things where I know what you're trying to say there, but he has such an advantage most of the time down low. That's why most possessions you want to see AD down low. I want to give a quick shout out to the Wallace Firm, official personal injury law firm of the postgame show all season long here on 710 ESPN. I have a personal relationship with Brad Wallace and his team of attorneys over at the Wallace Firm. No one else I'd recommend. Let them help you get the W. No win, no fee. 844-844-WINS or visit wallacewins.com. When we come back, we'll hear from Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. We'll take more of your guys' phone calls. Lakers over the Denver Nuggets, 105-103, the final score. Anthony Davis on a buzzer beater. Lakers up 2-0 in the Western Conference Finals. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Don't miss Genie Bus on 710 ESPN tomorrow afternoon with Sedano and LZ, 4 to 7 p.m. Yes, it's going to be a Lakers reaction must-listen Monday. It starts with Keyshawn in the morning, 5 a.m., Greeny at 9, Max Kellerman at 11, Mason and Ireland at 1 p.m., and then the one and only Genie Bus will join Sedano and LZ in the afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m., a must-listen Lakers reaction Monday on your Lakers station, 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Keyshawn.
You ready?
LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready? On LA's mega sports station.
Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m.
How about a little afternoon flavor with George Sedano and LZ Granderson?
Sedano and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night.
The all-new 710.
Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
All-time Lakers starting 5. Who's in your starting 5?
Am I now a part of that roster now? I could be a part of that.
Do whatever you need to do.
Okay, I have Magic, Kobe at the 2, LJ at the 3. I'm at the 4. Got to go with the most dominant ever, Shaq at the 5.
That's a pretty good starting five right there. Pretty good.
Ooh, that's tough. I have Magic at the 1, Kobe at the 2, LeBron at the 3. Ooh, this is tough for the 4 and 5. All right. So I'm going to put Kareem at the 4. And I'm going to put Shaq at the 5. And I'll be the 6th man.
I like that. No one's beating that 5.
Nobody's beating that 6, you know.
That's 6. There you go.
We're going to get a ball to Shaq, let him go to work, get everybody in foul trouble. Then Kareem is going to skyhook everybody to death. Then Magic is going to push the break. Then Shaq will be a little bit tired from, you know, scoring all those points and dunking on everybody. So we'll get him the sub. I'll be the 6th man.
There you go.
And now I'm coming in the game and I'm doing pick and rolls with Magic and LeBron. And then in the 4th quarter, we get a ball to Kobe and let him close the game out.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Try Pizza Hut's Double It box. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, so they can choose what they want, and you get the taste you enjoy. Only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Allen Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint, locally owned, manufactured, and operated with over 1,300 Vista Paint colors. Your perfect paint expression is at Vista Paint right now. And don't forget, visit VistaPaint.com for your discount color sampler. Nuggets actually win points in the paint battle, 38-34 the final score. If I'm correct here, I think Lakers in these Kobe jerseys, these Black Mamba jerseys, 3-0. At least everybody on social media is telling me that. So Lakers win tonight, 105-103, the final score over the Denver Nuggets. 877-710-ESPN. I want to take some of your guys' phone calls, and then we'll go to Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. Let's go to Reggie. Reggie, you're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show. Go ahead, bud.
I really appreciate you taking my call. You know, after Kawhi, got out of the round, I just wanted to say these Lakers are playing a hell of a game. They're doing a lot. They're actually contributing.
Reggie, you sound like Doc Rivers. You sound like you're calling in. It sounds like you're right here, ready to go. No, keep going, Reggie. Keep going.
I can't. Maybe, but I just one of the things we don't have in the Clippers is a big man, and AD is the big man.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell, I really got to go because it's just been too emotional. Anyways, these Lakers, I can't say, LeBron's the king. LeBron's the king.
And tonight, let me say something, Reggie. And tonight, AD was the king. So thank you for calling in, man. AD with obviously the big-time shot for the Lakers. Edwin in the LBC. Edwin, go ahead, bud. You're on the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
What's up, my man? I just want to thank you for taking my call.
You got it, man.
I just want to, call in and express how happy we are in L.A. to have both King James and AD, but more importantly, AD tonight. On the side note, we know that Kobe was in that court. We know that he was on that and he was playing with us, and I just want to say that it's going to happen this year for us, and I'm very confident about that. I could not be more confident about that, and I cannot wait for us to be in the finals.
Well, Edwin, they're 2 games away from getting to the NBA Finals. Obviously, 6 games away from grabbing championship number 17 and tying the Boston Celtics. So I appreciate you calling in. Look, there's certain moments in Lakers playoff history, and there are certain moments that stand out, and a lot of them are buzzer beaters. You think of the Robert Horry shot, the Derek Fisher shot. You think about Artest's big time shot in Game 7 of the. Game 7 of the NBA Finals against Boston, Pau Gasol's tip-in against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shaq, I remember, had a baseline fadeaway over the Utah Jazz. kind of go down the list. Magic, of course, Kareem. You got these big-time moments. Now, really, at the end of the day, what it all comes down to is, did your team win an NBA championship? And I think for the Lakers, tonight was one of those games where maybe this helps propel the Lakers to get past the Denver Nuggets and roll through, which, by the way, we all know the Lakers are favorites to do it anyways, end up winning an NBA championship. But I'm just so happy it was AD. You know what I mean? I'm just so happy that final shot came from Anthony Davis, that it was a player that is a part of this Lakers team. The hope is that he's going to be here for 10, 12, whatever, how many years. But big picture for the Lakers and for Anthony Davis, I hope that just kind of takes him mentally to a completely different level, and he understands. We all know how good he is, but the conversation has always been, but what are you going to do in the postseason? All right, first 2 rounds, he was great. But what are you going to do in the Western Conference Finals? You've never been there. What is he averaging now? 30 points a game in these first 2 games against Denver. But got to keep it rolling. Let's take a listen to Lakers head coach Frank Vogel on the Lakers' 2-point win. Buzzer beater from Anthony Davis, 105-103 over the Denver Nuggets.
Hey, Frank, I wanted to ask you about both the shot itself and sort of how that play came about, what AD's read was versus what LeBron was trying to do and how Rondo was involved as the passer, and then also just the significance of the fact that he made it.
Well, obviously huge significance. We're up 2-0 now as a result of that. Just a big-time shot by a big-time player. And, we have a set where we can basically isolate LeBron on a baseline out-of-bounds situation like that. Rondo came up, whispered in my ear about, do I want him in there as the passer? And obviously I said, heck yes. He made a great read on it, and, Anthony flew over to the wing. He talked about missing that shot, that similar type of shot against Brooklyn right before the hiatus. And, like I said, big-time shot by a big-time player.
Frank, what have you noticed about AD's temperament and just him as a person, him as a player throughout your year of coaching him, and how can that speak to the moment that he rose to, if at all?
Yeah, well, he's, like I said, I keep saying it, he's a big-time player. He really carried us through a stretch where we were struggling to score late in the third. The combo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis is just, if one of them's not going, the other one is. And there was a little bit of that tonight when they're both going at the same time. We're near impossible to stop. And, those guys both carried each other throughout the game. And obviously a big part of the win.
Hey, Frank, it's Dave. These late-game situations have been part of LeBron's game over the last, 5-6 years, where he's become notorious for making those shots. And you have Anthony with the ability. You have got Kyle Kuzma, another young player who hit a game winner against Denver in the bubble down here. Does that just give you more options? Is there a pecking order? What's it like as a coach, trying to figure out what to do in those situations?
It depends. It depends on the matchup. It depends on who's been going. It depends on the coverage. The ability to have two targets out there. Obviously in this scenario with Rondo as the passer, being able to read the defense and which is more open, knowing both of them have that ability, makes us a big threat down the stretch. So, happy for those guys to win a game like that.
Hey, Frank, AD in his walk-off, he talked a little bit about the questions about whether he wants this pressure and the fact that he hasn't been in Western Conference Finals before. What do you think a shot like that in this kind of moment both can do for his confidence, and also I'm wondering what you saw in his confidence and in his willingness to take on that pressure in that moment?
Well, I've seen that from him all year, and just because his teams haven't been good enough to reach this moment doesn't mean that he's not that caliber of player. And we saw that tonight. No surprise by me, no surprise by our whole group, and hopefully there's more still to come.
Allie? Sure. Kyle Goon?
Hey, Frank. Obviously, a very exhilarating way to win. But when you think about, you guys had a 16-point lead at one point. You had an 8-point lead with 3 minutes left. Are you sort of like, we kind of got away with one there?
Not really. It's a 48-minute game. Leads mean nothing against this team. They're a nightmare to guard. give them credit for playing an outstanding basketball game. Even in the first half, while we had a lead, they're playing well, and like I said, they're extremely difficult to guard, and they're well put together and they're well coached on a defensive end. This is a complete basketball team we're playing against. So leads me nothing. You got to play 48 minutes, and luckily we were able to prevail down the stretch.
Jeff?
Frank, I know you said when you put Rondo in the game that he was sort of right. Were you going to put him in the game anyway, or did you guys just have a meeting of the minds?
Yeah, it was on my mind. As I was about to look for him, he came over as a different passer. I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. Let's get him in.
Did you tell him to play on the way in? Or
he knew to play. Yeah, he saw what we were in, the formation we were in.
Anybody else have Bunsen? Tanisha, I'll throw it back to you.
Okay, we'll do last two here. Let's go with Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, Frank, the TNT cameras caught you telling the team it was a Mamba shot. Can you explain that?
Well, we want to embody what Kobe Bryant stood for, and honor his memory. And obviously, there's certain games where we're going to feel it a little bit more than others. When we have that uniform on, I think we feel it more than others. And, that's a shot Kobe Bryant would hit. So to me, AD coming off, just flying to the wing like that with a catch and shoot with the game on the line in the biggest moment of our season, nothing but net. It's a Mamba shot.
Yeah, Coach. A lot of their comeback was done through Jokic really kind of getting switched onto your guards and working through that. How do you better control that moving forward, guarding when he gets switched onto the guards?
It's like I said, this team's a nightmare to defend. The problems that he presents, along with Murray, along with their supporting cast, is a reason they're in the Western Conference Finals and a threat to beat us. We have to do. I think we're doing a good job keeping bodies on bodies. In those switching situations, but to try to get the ball to get out of those situations is complicated. And it's difficult, and our guys are competing. We're doing a good job in a lot of situations, but not good enough. Hopefully this is one of those scenarios where each game that goes by, we get a little bit better each game, and continue to improve with that. And hopefully we're able to get another win, another 2 wins.
How about head coach Frank Vogel right there talking about the shot? He's describing it, says that's a shot Kobe Bryant would hit. That's a Mamba shot. Certainly a moment there for Anthony Davis where certainly at least for one night in this big-time predicament, big-time situation, he's got to feel like he's one of those players that, you could look back on and say, remember that shot Anthony Davis hit in the postseason, in the Western Conference Finals to give the Lakers a 2-0 lead. It certainly will be a memory for Laker fans, but it all means nothing unless the Lakers continue to do what they're doing. They'll get another chance, by the way. Game 3 is coming up on Tuesday. Let's keep this postgame show rolling along. 877-710-ESPN if you want to be a part of our broadcast. LeBron James coming up. We'll also take more of your phone calls. And I do want to point out a couple individual players for the Lakers, some role players I thought were impactful as well. Stay right here. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Don't miss Jeannie Buss on 710 ESPN tomorrow afternoon with Sedano and LZ, 4 to 7 p.m. Yes, it's going to be a Lakers reaction. Must listen Monday. It starts with Keyshawn in the morning, 5 a.m. Greeny at 9, Max Kellerman at 11, Mason and Ireland at 1 p.m. And then the one and only Jeannie Buss will join Sedano and LZ in the afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. A must-listen Lakers reaction Monday on your Lakers station, 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Keyshawn. You ready? LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready? On LA's mega sports station.
Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m.
How about a little afternoon flavor with George Sedano and LZ Granderson?
Sedano and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night.
The all-new 710.
Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
All-time starting 5. Who you putting in that top 5?
All-time starting 5 for the Lakers. I'm going Magic at the 1, Jerry West at the 2, Kobe at the 3, myself at the 4, and Shaq at the 5. I mean, Shaq is so dominant, man. I mean, I love Kareem too, man. I can't even front on that, man. But Shaq's so dominant. It's we need a big because I'm playing the 4, so we need a big.
AD already put himself in the top 5.
Oh, AD put himself in the top 5. Well, he could take me out. Put AD in the top 5. Take me out, dude.
All-time Lakers 5. You're putting together a Lakers starting lineup. Who's in that top 5?
Ooh.
You go position by position.
Yeah. You got to go Magic at point. Kobe at 2. I'm going to go James Worthy at 3. We're going to put him at the 3. He can play 3. At the 4, that's tough. 4, we're just going to go size. Young Shaq at the 4 and Wilt at the 5.
No one's gonna argue that.
Yeah. That's a tough lineup.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they
Highlights from
want.
tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Try Pizza Hut's Double It Box. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste you enjoy. Only at pizzahut.com.
Once again, here's Allen Sliwa.
Lakers basketball on 710 ESPN is brought to you by Metro. Metro continues to strengthen cleaning on our buses and trains with added services to help maintain social distancing. For your essential trips, learn more at metro.net/we're here for you. I know a lot of the conversation is going towards Anthony Davis tonight, as it should. Lakers over the Denver Nuggets, 105-103, the final score. So Lakers now with a 2-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals over the Nuggets. But let me highlight a couple other players for the Lakers. I thought LeBron James most definitely carried the Lakers in that first half, ended up with 26 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. I just think this contribution that the Lakers are getting from Alex Caruso and Rajon Rondo are so big. And I know on a night-in, night-out basis, it might not make sense to talk about them because maybe their play doesn't match up to the stats, but Caruso's all over the floor. Had another 2 steals tonight. Defensively, I think he's been all over the place. And only takes 6 shots, so it's not like he's taken a ton of bad shots or anything like that. Still efficient. Rondo, how about in that first half? Every other possession, it seemed like he was throwing up a lob to LeBron or to Dwight Howard or to Anthony Davis. Championship players, what I'm referring to there is they don't have to show up and get the ball and take 20 shots to prove that they had a good game or a bad game. They could do a lot of those small things, a lot of those little things. Robert Horry, who we all know is, obviously one of the Laker greats when it comes to being clutch in the postseason and understanding his role, was on the pregame show right before Game 1. And he talked about how, from his perspective, what role players would do and how important it was for them to just make sure that they did what they were supposed to do, not worry about anything else. No, you're not, back in the days when it was Kobe and Shaq, you're not going to get the ball a ton. You're not going to be in a position where they're going to run plays for you. And I think guys like Rajon Rondo, guys like Alex Caruso, you could even throw in what KCP and Danny Green have done the last couple of games, especially KCP, who's been so efficient on offense and strong on defense. Danny Green had another 3 steals. It's going to take, obviously a complete team effort, and the first 2 games Lakers did it. I was sweating. I'm doing the post-game show right now. If you think it was all smooth sailing, of course it wasn't. All Laker fans out there who were tuned into the broadcast or watching on TV, this was it was nervous time for the Lakers. Anthony Davis took care of business. I mentioned LBJ. LeBron carried the Lakers in the first half with 26 points, also had 11 rebounds, just 4 assists. I say just 4 assists because we know LeBron's usually double digits in assists. Let's get LeBron's thoughts on the Lakers' big-time win over the Denver Nuggets.
Hey, LeBron. Last time you were in the playoffs, you made a couple game winners, and it seemed to be something that is become such a big part of your kind of skill set and persona on the court these days. So what's it like to see a teammate that clearly you have great chemistry with, that you wanted to have be in LA with you, be the guy to make that shot and win the game for you guys?
Did you see my reaction?
That's all smile.
Nah, did you see my reaction after he made it?
I didn't get to see everything. I watched on TV. I was on TV.
Well, I tried to chase him down just like every last one of the teammates and staff that we had out there. Special moment for a special player. Happy to be a part of it.
What does it take to take on the pressure to make to first of all want a shot like that, to take it, to make it, and what do you think the fact that he was able to have that kind of moment will do for his confidence going forward in situations like this?
Well, it's not about making a shot. It's about having a belief of just taking it for one and living with the result. I think right back, to our game right before COVID hit, we played Brooklyn at home, and he had a similar shot right there on that left wing, right in front of their bench for us to win the game, and he missed it. And he was down on himself, but at the end of the day, I told him, I said, listen, man, if you open, and I was able to drive that particular game and find him wide open, and he just missed it. But it's just the confidence to take the shot. You're not going to make them all, but the belief to just take it and live with the results is what it's all about. And tonight was, his moment. Tonight was his moment to just, find a space, hunt the ball down. In our top 10 in assists, one of our top 10 in assists leaders in Rondo was able to find him, and he knocked it down. Big time play.
Allie?
Kalgu?
Even before that, he and Jokic were trading buckets. Were you just getting the sense that he was sort of rising to that particular goal even before that game-winning shot?
No, it's not about an individual matchup. It's about us trying to execute and him just coming through for us. And, that's what he did. It wasn't, okay, Joker, your turn, my turn. Well, no, it was just about playing the game and finding ways to try to make an impact. Obviously those two big shots he had at the end, one was the floater to take the lead, and Joker was able to get the tip in, and then he comes back with the three. Just big time plays, like I said, for a big time player.
Rachel?
LeBron, AD is the current player that had a skill set to do this for a long time, but that he is now with a team that is at a championship level, competing for a championship, competing for a conference finals. What do you think that's like for him, and finally get to be in the big moments that match the skills that he has?
I don't know. It's definitely an AD question, but just happy to have him. I know what he brought to the table. I know what he's about. I know his skill set, and that's why I wanted him here so badly.
Chris?
Well, you guys didn't have a timeout on that last play right there. How were you able to talk about a scenario in which something like that could happen before?
No, that's this floor right here that we're on right now is all about. It's the practices, it's the shoot-arounds, and we talk about every single scenario possible. Up 3, down 3, up 2, down 2. Do we have a foul to give? Do we not? Do we have a timeout? Do we not? Are we going full court, half court, BOB, which is baseline out of bounds, SOB, sideline out of bounds? You talk about all those things. And if you want to be a championship ball club, you have to be able to do that on the fly. So knowing that we didn't have a timeout, we were able to get into a situation, into a set that we worked on in practice and get right to it. And the first option was for me, if Doe saw me over the top. If not, then AD flashes, and the rest is history.
Jack?
LeBron, you said it's not making the shot, it's taking it. Caruso stepped into the shot similarly, took it right away. He's been really vocal in huddles and stuff like that. Where does he kind of fit on your leadership hierarchy on this team? How valuable is that part of his confidence to speak up and step in and take a shot?
When you're trying to play high-level basketball, you got to have high-level IQ players, and he's one of them. And not only does he have high-level IQ, he also plays with a high energy. And we know we're going to get out of him every night. It's not about him making shots, but we know he's going to defend, and he's going to play at a level that he's capable of playing at. And we all know that once he checks into the game every single night. So we know what to expect out of him. And to be honest, when he makes shots, it's extra credit for us. But he puts that work in on his offensive skill set to get better and better. And, we love everything about him. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, we'll throw it back to Tanisha.
Mike Trudell.
Hey, LeBron, Mike Trudell in LA. If I could jump off the court for a second, if I read the sweatshirt correctly, it said change isn't made from watching on the sidelines. You're more than a vote sweatshirt that you wore on the way in. I just wanted to ask you about that and where your mindset is as this run continues, and where your mind is outside of the court, I should say.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I know we're here playing the game, but I'm not losing the fact of what's important as well. And more than the vote is about protecting black voters and voter suppression that goes on in our communities. And like you said, it's not changes are made by sitting on the sidelines, and that's one of our slogans, and we're very proud of that. And getting the people that want to join us, getting them gear and wearing the T-shirts, and wearing the hats, and wearing the hoodies, because when they go in their community, it's something they can continue to continue to educate, continue to make people empower about this movement, and because we always talk about change, in our communities, and now we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to really create change for the better, and we look forward to this opportunity.
And if I could flip back to the court, going back to 2009, you remember the bank shot? Of course you do. But the shot against Orlando, what was it like that night going to sleep? And I know this is a question for AD too, but what is that to hit a shot that you kind of dream of growing up, right? Isn't that kind of what that situation is?
I mean, to be completely honest, man, it was probably one of the greatest moments of my career up until that point. Just knowing the situation, we were about to go down 0-2, and we had home court advantage. And we knew how powerful that Orlando team was, playing against actually my teammate right now in Dwight. So, for me to be able to hit that shot, it was a huge moment for me. Still a young kid at the time, so big time. The one thing I wish AD had tonight with the shot that he made, I wish we were playing at Staples. We miss our fans so much, and I can only imagine, I probably would have blew the roof off Staples Center, AD hitting that shot tonight in Staples with our crowd. I would have loved for him to have that moment, because I know what that felt like for me when I was able to hit that shot, as you mentioned, versus Orlando in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 2 at the buzzer.
Last two questions.
Can you imagine if that shot was at Staples Center? LeBron mentioning that. I got a chance these last couple of days in March when Lakers were playing the Clippers in Milwaukee, and here they were at Staples Center. Yes, one of those was a Clippers home game, but just the environment there was just outstanding, and that's what we all expected in the postseason. Unfortunately, it didn't happen here at Staples Center, but it still happened, and maybe one day in the near future we'll get games back at Staples Center and potentially have that opportunity to hang another banner there at Staples Center, but still 6 games to go for the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, we waited long enough. We sat back. We played pretty much everybody as far as these post-game interviews. Anthony Davis coming up next, the man of the hour, the man that helped the Los Angeles Lakers go up 2-0 against the Denver Nuggets. We'll get his thoughts on that final play, that final possession, how big that shot was for the Lakers when we come back. We appreciate you guys all tuning in on 710 ESPN. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Don't miss Jeannie Buss on 710 ESPN tomorrow afternoon with Sedano and LZ, 4 to 7 p.m. Yes, it's going to be a Lakers reaction must-listen Monday. It starts with Keyshawn in the morning, 5 a.m., Greeny at 9, Max Kellerman at 11, Mason and Ireland at 1 p.m., and then the one and only Jeannie Buss will join Sedano and LZ in the afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. A must-listen Lakers reaction Monday on your Lakers station, 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Keyshawn. You ready? LA's mega sports lineup. Are you ready? On LA's mega sports station. Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor with George Sedano and LZ Granderson? Sedano and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night. The all-new 710. Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
All-time Lakers starting five. Who's in your starting five?
Am I now a part of that roster now? I could be a part of that Lakers.
Do whatever you need to do.
Okay, I have Magic, Kobe at the 2, LJ at the 3. I'm at the 4. Got to go with the most dominant ever, Shaq at the 5.
That's a pretty good starting five right there. Pretty good.
Ooh, that's tough. I have Magic at the 1, Kobe at the 2, LeBron at the 3. Ooh, this is tough for the 4 and 5. All right, so
Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Try Pizza Hut's Double It Box. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, so they can choose what they want, and you get the taste you enjoy. Only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Allen Sliwa.
All right, let's try and squeeze in a couple quick calls here. Your Lakers win 105-103 over the Denver Nuggets. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show here on 710 ESPN. Solomon and Lake Balboa, appreciate you calling in, bud. You're on the Pizza Hut postgame show. Go ahead,
Alan, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Well, look, we witnessed tonight as Lakers fans probably the biggest shot of AD's life so far, probably the biggest shot of the playoffs in the sense that you mentioned it. You go up 2-0. You only got to win 2 of the next 5 games. Your opponent has to win 4 of the next 5. I don't think that's going to happen. And man, were they deflated when that shot went through.
It's
my
big
goodness.
time. No, it's a big time moment. And Solomon, I appreciate you calling in.
Sure, man.
I what I love about it too, LeBron said something I think that's important. LeBron mentioned the fact that it's not just stepping up and hitting the shot, but it's taking the shot, having the confidence in yourself to take it, knowing that if you miss that shot, what some of the repercussions are or what the media is going to say or whatever the case is, failure is part of it. And the fact that Anthony Davis had no issue at all taking that shot in that type of a moment, that's what I mean when I say it's big time for him. From a Laker fan perspective, yes, it's one game. It's a playoff game. It's the Western Conference Finals. It doesn't get any bigger than that. But I think for Anthony Davis, this could be one of those defining moments for his career that helps propel him and take him to eventually win an NBA championship. Maybe down the road it's a Finals MVP, whatever the case is. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But that's how big I thought that shot was. Okay, let's hear from the man. Anthony Davis brings the Lakers to a 2-0 lead over the Denver Nuggets, had 31 points and 9 rebounds. Here's AD.
Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, 3-pointer to win the game. How close to that was a dream of Anthony Davis growing up in Chicago? How much of that kind of moment comes up?
It's a huge dream. To make it, even better, kind of wish he was in Staples tonight with the fans that support us all year. But still to be in that moment and hit a shot like that is still a dream. I've never hit a game winner like that before, so to hit like that and to be a 3, a special moment for me. something I'll let soak in for the next couple of hours, and then tomorrow try to get ready and prep for Game 3. But being around Bron and Duz and all the other guys, they for sure gonna let me make sure I hear about it at least for the rest of the night. So. When you got teammates like this and the coaching staff who support you and want you to be great and want the best for you, moments like this are even better.
Hey, AD, it's Dave. Great shot, man. Frank was mic'd up, and during the broadcast, we could hear him say something to you guys during a timeout saying, hey, look at the jersey you guys are wearing on your chest. You hit the shot. You guys are undefeated in the jersey. If you miss it, you're not. Is there any extra mojo going on with the jerseys that you guys have been wearing these playoffs, those Black Mamba ones?
We just feel like we play a little different. Our swag is a little different. Every time we put on those jerseys, obviously, we're representing him. But especially in those jerseys, it's his jersey, the ones he created. So anytime we put it on, we feel like we want to win. And Coach made sure that we knew that in that huddle. Said, look at the jerseys you have on. He would make big time plays, so it's time for us to make big time plays. I think it's like 6 minutes left in the game, and guys were able to do that. So just looking down at the jersey and Coach telling us is just a constant reminder that Kobe's with us, and we kind of have his spirit in those jerseys.
AD, I'm wondering what it felt like after you hit that shot, and then you turn around and you're running back towards your bench, and you see all your teammates running at you, and you ran over Talon, and was it all just a blur, or did you? What do you remember about that moment and what it felt like?
I remember the play before. I got the floater. They come down. We knew it was going to Jokic, and I let him get to his strength, which is his right hand. He got a hook, score, they go up 1, and I was kind of upset because I'm a better defensive player than that. And granted, he made a great play. He made great plays throughout the course of the game. And Rondo told me, he said, it's all right. He scored on you. You go, get it back. So came off, made the shot, and then the first person I saw was Swish. Just jumping around everywhere. And I just kind of ran towards the bench and knocked Talon over. And I don't know. It's just a great moment. It's a great moment to be with the team. They're cheering for you, celebrating for you. Like I said, it would be even special if it was in Staples, with our fans. But to have the guys that we have, the brotherhood that we have on this team, the support, that I have, every player I have on this team, from ownership to the coaching staff to the training staff to the players, and everybody's one big family, and to be here and cheer for me and support me through that shot, and then after celebrate is special moments like this that you keep forever.
Hey Anthony, Rajon called this the biggest shot of your career so far. Sure. You're obviously on this stage. It's the Lakers, a franchise. Obviously, you know it, you get it. Is this what you wanted when you left New Orleans and when you were looking for a change? And is this the sort of kind of moment and experience that you were looking for?
It's for sure the biggest shot of my career. And when I left, I just want to be able to compete for a championship. And I know that moments like this comes with it, especially being in LA, the biggest market in basketball. I know the quote unquote pressure is going to be on us, going to be on me, especially the first year with everything that happened last year, and then also playing alongside Bron. I know he gets criticized more than any basketball player ever. So just being able to play alongside him, and he kind of helped me with all this quote unquote pressure going out and playing. You guys seen that in Game 5 of the Rockets, where he comes to me at the sports table and talks to me, when I was struggling. So just going out there and just playing basketball, he makes it a lot easier for me. But just being able to want this, type of pressure, type of spotlight, and go out and play in big games and make, big time plays and big time shots for my team. So it's definitely what I wanted, and the job is definitely not over until we're able to, win a ring. I mean, that's when it's over, and that's when the test is completed. So I mean, it was a big shot. Like I said, we were celebrating for a couple hours, but this team fought. They could have easily won this game, and we got to get ready for Game 3.
Thanks, Keisha.
AD, both Frank and LeBron brought up the shot you had against Brooklyn did not go in. How much has that shot sort of influenced in the months since your ability to kind of get ready for taking another shot and getting another look just like that one?
I mean, Brian, I tell you, the first 4 days, I was talking to him like, damn, I should have made that shot for you. Like, I got to make that shot for you. And he's like, man, you're fine. But I put more pressure on myself than anybody. I feel like every shot I take is supposed to go in. And I have enough confidence in my shot to make those type of plays. And then I knew that I was going to have an opportunity, tonight to make, almost that same exact shot from the same exact spot. And this time, I think just missing that shot and making a three earlier from that same exact spot just gives me a lot of confidence. Having this this team giving me a lot of confidence in shooting the ball. Coach wanted me to shoot more threes. Having the confidence in me to shoot those. So, a situation like that, having this team, and this coaching staff who believes in you to make plays like that and to draw plays up for you or things like that to make you take those big shots. Puts a lot of confidence in myself and confidence in my game where I can go up and make those type of plays.
All right, just a couple more here.
All right, that's Anthony Davis right there. Love all the things that he said. Love the references he makes about Kobe. Love the moment that this meant for his career. Love that Rajon Rondo is telling him, yeah, you missed that shot, or you didn't guard Jokic on the other on one side of the ball. Go make sure that you get a bucket on the other end and come end this game. And listen, he also said something I think that's very important. Denver didn't back away, and this is the way the Denver Nuggets have. This has been their theme all season long, especially in this postseason. They go down double digits. It doesn't mean anything to them. Why do I point that out? I only point that out because this Los Angeles Lakers team, they're going to have to close out the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets aren't just going to go away. So you're up 2-0. Whether you feel like you got away with one or not, you're still up 2-0. You just need 2 more games to get to the NBA Finals. And hopefully this is something that catapults the Lakers. Game 3, they come out, take complete control of the series, and not mess around with this Denver team. So our next broadcast, Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, that is this Tuesday, coverage beginning at 4 o'clock. Of course, starting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., we'll get you guys covered with all Keyshawn, with Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis. All day tomorrow. I got Lakers Talk tomorrow 7 to 9. Jeannie Buss is going to join Sedano and LZ, so we got a packed day tomorrow. Make sure to tune in to 710 ESPN. Thank you all for being a part of the show. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. And the Lakers have a 2-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by Sincoro Tequila, official sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers basketball.
Brought to you by Jiffy Lube. For even more savings, check out jiffylubesocial.com. Brought to you by Mobile Wash. Need a car wash? Download Mobile Wash and have one of our professionals bring the car wash to you in minutes at home or work. Experience Mobile Wash. Car wash delivered.
Brought to you in part by Dignity Health. Safety first, healing always. There's never been a better time to get the care you need. Visit dignityhealth.org/SoCal.